And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Monday live stream where I answer your questions about cell phone plans and help you save as much money as possible on your cell phone bill. Before we dive into it today, we have to welcome the friendly faces in the chat. We've got Taylor here. We've got Leo Lopez here. Big Tank here. Great to see you. Joe? Job? Great to see you either way. Max is here. Um, it's currently hotter here in Wisconsin than in Texas. Yeah, you also getting hit with this heat wave. I think here in Colorado, it is currently feels like 100. Let's see if this loads up. 99 feels like 99 now. That's what we're dealing with here. So it's hot. Hopefully everyone's staying cool. We've got Encinte Mother, great to see you. Hello, welcome. Jonathan is here. Lola Loud is here. Great to see you. G Pirani, hello, welcome. Blanket Fox, yo, what is up? Like the cat profile picture. Nestor is here. Hello. Utah is burning. Hopefully not literally. I know parts of Colorado are literally burning, which is a bummer. Hopefully that gets put out pretty soon. Diana is here. Thank goodness it's Stetson. Yeah, I guess it's Monday, the Monday live stream. Dang, Nestor, yesterday 107 record high. Woof. All right, we had some comments at the beginning. Taylor, what is Taylor asking? Not really a phone plan topic, but there's a rumor, articles that Netflix might become a cable provider. I highly doubt it, especially with all the shows they've deleted over the years. That would be interesting. I mean, I'm not going to say no to new competition, but I feel like a lot of the cable infrastructure is already here, hopefully being transitioned to fiber where it makes sense, or upgraded to DOCSIS 4.0 or whatever the next version is. So I also doubt that. Leo Lopez, first Monday of June live stream is missing. That might have been the one where I needed to censor something, and I have not gone back to find and execute on that. So hopefully we'll do that soon. Famous Ivan, hello. Great to see you here. Appreciate you. Eliza, great to see you. Hopefully these phone deals are hotter than this weather. Oh, man. Yeah, I agree with that. Mark, hello, everyone. Great to see you, Mark. Famous Simon, family plan review soon. Yeah, I could do another dedicated video on that. The latest video kind of walked through that a little bit. Let me see if I can pull that up quickly here. So if I go to my channel and I share the screen, we'll share this window. Bam. So the video I did on, let's see, videos. Are family cell phone plans worth it in 2026? This was actually a pretty good breakdown, I thought, of the different family plans and their options and what the sort of best option is for you. And I made a full website for it. You can actually go to phoneplancalculator.com/family. And basically what I did here is I said, hey, based on how many lines you have and what tier device you have, you're the Pro Max iPhone, the Pro iPhone, or the base iPhone, I'm going to assume you're upgrading your device every 3 years. Here is what the different costs would be, whether you're doing a trade-in via the video sponsor back market, you're trading in directly through Apple or directly through Samsung or directly through Google if you buy one of their phones, and what the net total costs are for a $25 prepaid plan, $35 prepaid plan. I did $25 for going with the manufacturer, and then I did a $45 plan as well. And you can sub these out, right? I mean, basically, a $25 plan is going to be your total wireless, total max 5G, bring your own device plan. This is visible base. This is US Mobile Unlimited Starter. Any of those options. $35, you're getting into that Visible Plus territory. And then $45 is kind of that Visible Plus Pro, US Mobile Unlimited Premium, or one of the other more premium plans there. And I mean, you can watch the video to give you the quick summary for the Pro Max model iPhone, buying either directly unlocked from Apple and going with the $25 prepaid plan, or if you wanted to consider a refurbished phone from back market, that ends up being the most affordable option for 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, and even 5 lines. But you'll notice that really is just for that $25 plan. The $35 plan is cheaper for 5 lines in this particular example, but that $45 plan is a little bit more expensive. So depends on what specific plan features you need or you're looking for. But I think a lot of people will save a lot of money by going with a prepaid plan, putting each line on a plan that meets its specific needs, right? I mean, imagine your parents, you've got kids, you probably need truly unlimited data, your kids probably don't. That's where the beauty of mix and match comes in. The other plan I will call out, AT&T ended up being the most affordable. Their Value 2.0 plan was one of the more affordable options, but for not that much more, I think it is likely worth upgrading to Extra 2.0 for that extra priority data and the extra hotspot data. But again, it really depends on what your needs are, and I hope that's helpful. One interesting thing I want to call out for one line, if you did want to go with a proper postpaid carrier, for whatever reason, Verizon's new Simplicity plan is the cheapest option. That's because it's simply the most affordable plan. But you are trading in through the manufacturer. So you're not trading your phone in through Verizon. You're trading it in through Google or through Samsung or through Apple. So I hope that kind of helps. The best plan depends on your needs, but the big picture strategy is you'll often save money going prepaid. You'll save a whole lot of money going refurbished in prepaid. And if you did need postpaid, Verizon Simplicity for 1, 2, and 3 lines, and then 4 more lines. You're looking at one of those plans from AT&T. So that's the quick synopsis on the best cell phone plans for families in July of 2026. All right, we had some super chats come in. Let's go ahead and answer those. Mark, first of all, thank you for being awesome. I appreciate you as always. G. Prani, great to see you in the chat as well. True or false, the chip shortage is why Verizon made Simplicity? My answer, I think false. I think this was I don't think Verizon can just quickly spin up a new plan and be like, oh, there's a chip shortage. We should respond to that by spinning up a new plan. No, I think this has been in the works for a while. We saw Verizon do some C-suite reorganization, right? Verizon is a new CEO now. They're trying to make a lot of changes. And I think this is really a bigger strategy play for Verizon in terms of brand perception. They used to, in the 4G LTE era, Verizon was perceived as dominant by having the best network. In the 5G era, Verizon kind of lost that lead. T-Mobile really gained a head start by getting N41, so they didn't have to wait for that C-band spectrum auction, and they were able to deploy it nationwide very quickly. AT&T and Verizon, they had to do the C-band spectrum, go through the auction, get approval, and then deploy it. They were a couple years behind, and T-Mobile, I think in the 5G race, is currently ahead. That's my perception of it. And so I think with Verizon Simplicity plan, like, why would they make this change? I think part of it is they can't carry that premium network badge or that reason to sign up for Verizon. And so they're pivoting to more of a value offering. And they're doing this in a very smart way where they effectively decoupled the phone financing from the plan itself, right? I mean, you think of, I kind of explained this actually in this video. Let's see if I can find it. So yeah. Okay, perfect. So basically, when you sign up for a cell phone plan, right? Let's actually go to best phone plans, and we'll go plans. Let's take a look at T-Mobile as an example. And we actually want the postpaid plan, so we're going to do carrier, T-Mobile, and this will give us all of the T-Mobile postpaid plans. So they've got 4: Essentials Saver, Essentials, Experience More, and Experience Beyond. Essentials and Essentials Saver will give you approximately up to $300 of trading credit on your new device, so nothing very enticing. When you see T-Mobile advertising the free iPhone 17 Pro or a free Galaxy S26 Ultra, that's usually on the Experience More or Experience Beyond plans. Now you'll notice these plans are $85 and $100 a month plus tax for multiple lines, or for a single line. And if you do multiple lines, they're still quite expensive. Let's pop this up to 4 lines, 170 and 215. 170 divided by 4, still $42.50 per line. So what T-Mobile has effectively done, in my opinion, is bundle in the cost of the device into the cost of the service. But you don't see that as the consumer. What you see is, oh, I'm paying $170 a month and I get that free entry-level iPhone 17. Or I'm paying $215 a month and I get that free 17 Pro Max or Galaxy S26 Ultra. And I break that down in my video, right? Where the cost of the service really has the phone cost built into it and hidden and spread out over 36, or in T-Mobile's case, 24 months. And when you kind of separate this out, so I do an example with Verizon with the monthly cost, the cost per line, and effectively I subtract the trade-in credit that Verizon offers. It was $1,000, which is applied over 36 months, so $27.77 per month. You effectively get this $38.31 for the service only. And you'll notice that's roughly what Verizon is charging for Verizon Simplicity, and it's also roughly what they're offering on the Visible Plus plan. $35 for unlimited priority data on Verizon. And that's exactly what they're doing with Verizon Simplicity. If you're a new Verizon customer, you can sign up and boom, you're getting unlimited priority data on Verizon for $30 a line per month. How is Verizon able to do that? Well, the new Simplicity plan no longer includes those device trade-in credits. So I think it's a longer term play. Verizon now appears as one of the most value conscious postpaid carriers. And I think it's going to get a lot of people in the door. The other strategy here is there is no multi-line discount. So if you go to the best phone plan site, let's actually go ahead and get rid of T-Mobile and we'll just do Verizon Simplicity. And you'll see the Simplicity plan will do full details so you can get the full multi-line breakdown. The regular cost per line, again, for existing customers is $45. If you're that new customer, you'll get that. Actually, I don't think I show that here, but you'll get that $30 price. And it's the same cost per line no matter how many lines you have. So that's another thing that Verizon is doing. So I don't think it was from the chip shortage. I think it was really a bigger strategy on Verizon to decouple the cost of the service from the cost of the device and to sort of shape the brand as being more value oriented or perceived as more value oriented, not only in the cost of the service itself, but also in their bundles and perks and things like that. Let's see if they have Simplicity plan. I kind of want to showcase. Yeah, they have all these bundles, right? And these are actually not bad. Like if you were to buy these bundles separately and then also get Verizon service, it's not a bad deal. I hate to admit it, but it's not a bad deal. I'm personally a Netflix subscriber. I should probably run the numbers on this. Like this might not actually be a bad deal for me. And then you also get some cool add-ons like the unlimited mobile hotspot and stuff. So yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Anyway, G Pirani, thanks for the super chat. I hope that helps answer your question. Yeah. Nick, late to the party, but hi. Hi, Nick. What's up? Runner is saying, yo, Stetson, I need help. Well, Runner, I'm not able to help you unless you post a question. So shoot away and I'll see if I can help you out. Alon Ali is saying, love Verizon Simplicity plan. It is good in all directions as I always buy my phones directly from Apple. That is perfect. That is the perfect plan for you. G Parney also has a good follow-up question though. Why not just get Visible Plus? It's basically the same plan at a better price and you can get the annual discount. Really good point. Really good point. I would say Verizon can be worth it if you enjoy going or having the ability to go to a physical store for help and support. If you feel like you're tech savvy, as I know many of you are, then you can save money by signing up online for Visible or US Mobile, or I think the real value plan, which G Prani did not mention, is pull it up right now. It's actually on the homepage. It's so good. Drum roll, please. It's this guy. Total Max 5G, bring your own device. $25 a month, all taxes and fees included. You're getting unlimited priority data, the same priority data that you get on Verizon Simplicity, unlimited hotspot at 5 megabits per second. That is technically more high-speed hotspot data than the 10 gigabytes you get on Verizon Simplicity. Same 720p video streaming. And then you're getting surprisingly great international features. International texting, free international calling to over 180 countries, 300 minutes unlimited texts and 10 gigs in Canada and Mexico, and 300 minutes unlimited texts and 10 gigs in over 140 countries. I do think Total Max 5G BYO is the best value plan on Verizon right now. So definitely worth considering if you want Verizon coverage without Verizon prices. I'm actually testing out this plan right now. Signed up. It was surprisingly easy to sign up. I've got it active on my device. The service has been working well. I got my first bill. I paid that. And hard to complain at the $25 price point. That's what I'll say, especially if you buy your phone unlocked from Apple directly. Like, this is a really great plan. Ari Silva is saying left Sprint / T-Mobile after 20 years to US Mobile Lightspeed. And the only thing I'm missing are the high bills for my family's 5 lines. I'd love to hear that. It sounds like you're saving a whole lot of money. So hopefully you're enjoying US Mobile. It would be sick if US Mobile matched the priority on the multi-network lines for premium plan users. That would be really cool. I imagine expensive for them, and who knows what goes into their cost structure, but it would be really nice. I truthfully think priority data matters a little bit less than we think, and I hopefully will test that out and get some more information and more numbers in the near future. But yeah, that would be pretty cool. Taylor, a lot of reviews think Verizon Simplicity is only good for 1 or 2 lines. I do tend to agree with that, and we kind of see it in that cost analysis that I did, right? So for getting the Pro Max model iPhone every 3 years, if you have 1 line, Verizon Simplicity is the most affordable plan from a postpaid carrier. That's important to caveat. You can do a $25 prepaid plan and actually save roughly $300, right? So this could be Visible Base. This could be US Mobile Unlimited Starter. This could be the Total Max 5G, bring your own device plan. All of those will save you $300 versus Verizon Simplicity. For 2 lines, same story. Verizon Simplicity, most affordable from a postpaid carrier, but you can save roughly $600 now by going with a $25 prepaid plan. 3 lines, Verizon Simplicity, still the most affordable option from a postpaid carrier, but you are now saving close to $1,000 by going with Visible Base, Total Max 5G, bring your own device, or US Mobile Unlimited Starter. So worth keeping that in mind. And it's also worth mentioning, if you get the Pro or Base tier iPhones at 3 lines, that's where AT&T Value actually becomes more affordable, along with T-Mobile Essentials. Now, T-Mobile Essentials is a garbage plan, so I wouldn't recommend that at all. Instead, you could actually save money with the Metro by T-Mobile $25 bring your own device plan, and that's like the same network priority as T-Mobile Essentials or Mint Mobile. I mean, shout out to Mint. All of their plans are on promo right now, so you could do the unlimited one for, I do not want to get this offer, unlimited for $15. That's a better plan than T-Mobile Essentials. So, yeah, T-Mobile Essentials is just not good. But you can see Verizon Simplicity kind of increases in relative pricing there. And then for 4 lines and 5 lines, it actually becomes more expensive even than the outgoing Verizon Unlimited Plus plan. So, yeah, Verizon Simplicity definitely better suited for, I would say, 1 to 3 lines. Although it does depend a little bit on what tier device you're getting and if you really need the features Verizon Simplicity offers. So there you go. Steve, how much do you spend on wireless? That's a great question. I have a spreadsheet with all of my active lines. Here we go. I actually think I can pull this up. This is ever so slightly outdated because I have gone through and canceled a couple of these. But the last time I ran the numbers, it was $827.27 per month. That's ridiculous. I definitely need to to probably cancel most of these. Yeah, or all of them. It's different now because I ported some. Oh god, I don't even want to know. Yeah, Red Pocket is for sure not active. At least I hope it's not active. Tang is no longer active. Trump Mobile, I like that number might just be gone now. I don't know if I really want to call them again. Yeah, it's probably, let me get the actual number. So it was 827 before. If I go drive, and then we have to find active lines. Boom. All right, current number, $703.26. So I've cut my bill by $100 a month. That's pretty good. I can probably get that down even lower. Just got to cancel mostly some home internets that I have in there. And I am spending $100 a month on Starlink right now. So that probably puts it back up. Anyway, it's ridiculous. 2756 a line. That's actually not bad, Taylor, when you put it that way. It's not bad. Some of those, do I have home internet on there? Yeah, I have Minternet is on there. Minternet, and then one of these T-Mobile 5G home internet is on there. Verizon 5G home internet should probably be on here somewhere. I don't think it is. I'll see if I can get a grip on this because it's out of control, and I gotta cut some costs. That's what I gotta do. Do you think with the new iPhone Pro prices that some of the high carriers will eat the cost and then it will become worth it instead of buying cash and using a $25 a month prepaid plan? From Searless, this is a great question and it has yet to be seen. The prices of devices have been very predictable the last 5 or 6 years. And from that past data set, we've learned that going with a prepaid carrier is more affordable. With the new phones and the potential price increases, there is the possibility that carriers will increase the trade-in value of your old device and then could make the postpaid plans a little bit more economical, particularly for families. My personal guess is they will not do that. I think the current trade-in tiers we're seeing of roughly like top tier $1,100 off, mid tier up to $830 off, bottom tier roughly $360 off, maybe $400 off, and I guess AT&T technically is $500 off. I think those will likely be the trade-in tiers that we see even for the new iPhones. Maybe there's a chance the Pro iPhone gets offered for free. I don't think so. I think it'll be like, get the iPhone 18 Pro for $99 or get the iPhone 18 Pro for $199 or something like that. I don't see the carriers decreasing their profitability, right? And we already see that with Verizon, where they effectively decoupled the phone cost from the plan cost. And if you did, what's crazy, if you did want to do a phone deal, quote unquote deal through Verizon, let's pull up their website. Actually, we need Verizon iPhone 17 Pro Max. So if you did want to do something through Verizon, if you pop over to the site now, you can see the only option is to do Verizon Simplicity Pro. And if you review program details, it is $50 a month extra for phones priced between $830 and $1,200. So that means you're paying right back to where you started, $80 a month before taxes and fees. After taxes and fees, probably close to $86 a month. And if you're an existing customer, that's even higher. That'll be $15 higher than 86. So close to $100 a month. I don't think they're going to be eating the cost. I think they are for sure going to be doling that out to consumers. And we already saw Verizon do the option. So let's do new customer, phone only. You can do 48 months for the financing duration now. Why not have the other carriers offer that? It effectively reduces the monthly bill. I mean, you can see T-Mobile, this phone would be advertised at $50 a month because they max out at 24 months. But, Verizon, $33 a month for the 36 months, and then 25 bucks for a Pro Max model iPhone. I think that's a really appealing price. And I think as people upgrade their phones less and less frequently, this can make more sense for some people. Now, I'm always a big proponent and supporter of buying unlocked directly from the manufacturer. So that's what I would encourage. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. 48 months is insane. That's a car loan for a $2,000 phone. You are right. Thankfully, it's zero interest. So there's very little downside aside from the fact that you are effectively committed to Verizon for 4 years. So yeah, not a fan of it myself. I guess I financed my phone through Apple Card. And maybe I should pay it off, but yeah, again, buy from the manufacturers. Max, do you think Apple will make separate mmWave models of the iPhone 18 Pro and Fold for the US market to cut costs for selling through some carriers/channels? My answer is no, I don't think so. And the reason is because my understanding right now is Apple is going to ship the Apple C2 modem on the global version of the devices and then keep the Qualcomm modem for the US version of the devices that will have millimeter wave. I think based on what we've been seeing, all iPhone models in the US or the Pro and the Fold will keep millimeter wave. That's what I think. And it'll be those international models that will forgo millimeter wave and have the Apple C2 modem. So I don't think Apple's going to do that and cut costs. We saw Hans Vestberg on stage for, what was it, the iPhone 12 event, the first iPhone with 5G. My guess is Verizon and Apple, might be working closely together in some capacity. And Verizon's really the only carrier using millimeter wave. So I think Apple will keep it. I don't think they're going to do the cost-cutting strategy that we've seen Google do for selling a Pixel through Verizon or something. I think Apple, they like to keep the SKU simple, one model iPhone for all the different carriers. So that's what I think we're going to see. Good call out for the iPhone 8/10. And they did, to your credit, they did used to do this for back in the day for the GSM CDMA days. I remember buying the iPhone 5. You had to choose if you wanted the CDMA version or the GSM version. But I don't think they're going to do that with the 18 series devices. We'll see. Is anyone else reading that the 18 Pro may not come in black/dark gray again this year? I have not seen that. I think it will. G Prani, can you please explain the MobileX personalized access? How does its billing work? Can I load in a balance up front and have my usage deduct as I use it? So that's a great question. Let me see if I have MobileX here. So actually, maybe, is it in the carriers? MobileX. No. Okay, reset. MobileX. All right, so it's MobileX custom, view full details. I don't think I have any extra notes down. Yeah. Carriers, MobileX. Do I have it here? Learn more. Kind of, not really. Okay, I'll just use the MobileX website, which is not my favorite website. Jeez. Plans? Wow. Okay, build your own plan. This is basically it. So, G Prani, to answer your question, you have two approaches here. Number one, you can build a plan that is lower than the amount that you need and then pay for extra usage as you need it. An example would be maybe you grab you probably want unlimited minutes and texts. I actually don't know if you can upgrade that mid-cycle, but you're really paying for the data. So standard data is $1.90 per gigabyte. And then if you did want priority data, you can buy that at any time for $2.10 per gigabyte. So let's say you need 5 gigs per month. You could potentially buy a 4 gig package and then up to 5 gigs anytime you needed that extra gigabyte, or upgrade to 6 or 7. Or you could get a 10 gig package, and then at the end of your billing cycle, any of your unused data is issued back as account credit. So let's say you bought 5 extra gigs than you needed. At the end of the month, you would get 5 times 1.9. You would get $9.50 credited back towards your bill. So effectively, you're never paying for data that you don't use, but you are kind of just putting that money down, and then you get it back if you don't use it. So I will say I would probably get a little bit more than you need, or you can go into the app and turn auto top up on. And then as you use data, the app will just pull from your balance. So I hope that makes sense. This is for a tablet, so I won't be paying for voice text service. Yeah, I would say just do either get a base plan and have auto top up turned on, or you can pay a little bit more and then you'll get money back each month. I will say there is a point where it ends up making more sense to just go with a plan from US Mobile or Red Pocket, or for a tablet. Yeah, US Mobile or Red Pocket are probably the two best ones, or maybe Tello, because they'll end up being a little bit cheaper cost per gigabyte wise. What if SpaceX buys T-Mobile? I hope they don't. I'm over SpaceX right now. What are your thoughts on PureTalk MVNO? PureTalk is fine. They are not as competitive as some of the other carriers, and I think the best way to show that is just on the Best Phone Plans website here. So we'll just do carriers, and we'll pull up PureTalk, and then we will switch over to the AT&T network, and then we're also going to pick up US Mobile, which is one of the better options on the AT&T network. So you'll notice PureTalk 5 gigs for $25. Well, for $24, you can get 12 gigs. So over double the data on US Mobile. You can also get the US Mobile Unlimited Starter Dark Star plan, which for the same $25 gives you unlimited high-speed data. And we can basically just stop there. Like, US Mobile gives you unlimited data for the same price as the PureTalk $25 plan. And we'll do one more. Instead of 3 gigs for $20, you can get 5 gigs for $15 on US Mobile. So it's just a better value. And again, if we take a look at PureTalk's more premium plans, instead of 10 gigs for $30, well, you can get unlimited from US Mobile for $25. Instead of 15 gigs for $35, again, unlimited on US Mobile for $25. And then same goes for the $45 25 gig plan, the $55 60 gig plan, and the $65 60 gig plan. It's not necessarily a bad carrier. It's just that you can get more data at better prices from US Mobile. Also worth mentioning, you could just go with Cricket directly, right? Cricket owned by AT&T, and Cricket has great plans for families, as well as, boom, unlimited data with the annual plan for $25. I guess Cricket's more unlimited plans are more expensive. So if you actually do next here, Cricket Select Unlimited, $35. That's actually not terrible. And then Smart Unlimited, $45 for truly unlimited data. That's going to be a little bit better than $45 for 25 gigs of data. You're also getting triple the hotspot, a little bit worse video streaming quality. I guess PureTalk has decent calling, international. Well, I guess international roaming isn't included, but roaming in Canada and Mexico is. I just don't think they're worth it overall. I would go with US Mobile or Cricket, or even Klarna Mobile over PureTalk. That's what I would say. Thoughts on Cash App Mobile, just released a few days ago. Yeah, so Cash App Mobile, let's pull it up. It is powered by Gigs, and Gigs is the same company that is powering Klarna Mobile. Sorry about that. I was on the wrong tab and hit the back button, and promptly exited the live stream studio. So now that I'm on the correct tab, hit the back button, and this is what we're getting. There's no like, it's probably in app. I'll have to check the Cash app. Klarna does a better job here. And these plans are basically identical except for the price. So Klarna Mobile pricing at $35 a month plus tax. Cash App pricing at $40 a month, taxes and fees included. Both give you truly unlimited priority data on AT&T's 5G network, which is awesome. No activation fees, no long-term contracts. You get 10 gigs of hotspot. You get full 4K video streaming, which is kind of insane and really nice. And Klarna Mobile had a fantastic activation and sign-up experience. I would expect Cash App to have something similar. So I'm excited to try it out. And you can see that $40 price point there. Yeah, I mean, it's really the Klarna playbook, right? Like Klarna and Cash App, they already have millions of monthly active users using their app for sending payments, receiving payments. In Klarna's case, for buying things online, you offer a mobile service on top of that, and it reaches a large audience. It gets a bunch of people to switch. A lot of people will end up saving money, and it's a great value plan. It's these are two of the best month-to-month plans available on the AT&T network with priority data. If you want something cheaper and more affordable, well, that's where you're going for, let's see, US Mobile Unlimited Starter as an example, right? US Mobile Unlimited Starter, unlimited high-speed data, but it's deprioritized. So you're upgrading to Klarna or Cash App if you want that priority. So I hope that makes sense. Is Google Fi worth it if you want top priority data with T-Mobile but don't want to pay for the experience beyond programs? Do you think they'll ever let you use an Apple Watch on the network? Christian, this is a great question. It's a decent option. Let's see if we can just go through what the different options are for priority data on T-Mobile. So assuming I've got this set up correctly, this is always a good trial by fire test. We will do T-Mobile and priority data, and we'll see what shows up. So the T-Mobile Connect plans will give you priority data on T-Mobile. These are a better value than Google Fi for the flexible configuration, but you get Google Fi Unlimited Essentials, and $35 a month for 30 gigs of priority data is pretty good. Downside being no hotspot. That is personally a deal breaker for me, so I probably wouldn't get that one. The other options are T-Mobile Starter Monthly. That's not worth it. T-Mobile Prepaid Unlimited Monthly. This is actually kind of a sleeper. It gives you the same 50 gigs of priority as Google Fi Unlimited Standard, but the hotspot is worse, and it is truly unlimited. So the way T-Mobile Prepaid works is you get 50 gigs of priority data, and then after 50 gigs, you get unlimited data at QCI 9, so that bottom of the barrel deprioritized data speeds. 600 kilobit per second hotspot, basically unusable, and some very mid-tier add-ons. Google Fi, arguably a bit better, 50 gigs of high-speed priority data. The downside is if you go over that, you're kind of SOL, like you're out of luck. 256 kilobits per second is not fast enough for the things that you want to be doing on your phone. Upsides, 25 gigs of hotspot data, and the smartwatch line is included. So that is a nice perk. Unfortunately, it sounds like you're an iPhone user, so can't really use the Apple Watch on it just yet. And I would be dubious if that ever becomes supported at all. But really some decent international features, international texting, pay-per-minute international calling, and then 50 gigs in Canada and Mexico. Unlimited texting, worth noting, unlimited texting in Canada and Mexico, I believe calls might be 20 cents a minute. And then when it comes to the more premium plans, you're looking at Google Fi Unlimited Premium, $65 a month. I mean, that's really close to the Experience More territory. I guess there is technically a $20 difference. And after taxes and fees on both, it probably is still a $20 difference. But then with T-Mobile, you do get the phone deals, right? So there's a little bit of value to be had there, I think. I would say Google Fi can be worth it. Depends if you need the features, particularly the international roaming features. If you're okay not doing the phone upgrade deals and things like that, And let me just check right now. Google Fi plans, all plans, are they doing the 50% off? They are not doing the 50% off anymore. Look, I'll be honest, Google Fi for me is a little bit of a tougher sell right now. It's a great experience. Well, it can be a good experience. The Reddit, the Google Fi subreddit, take a look at that. Okay. It is people constantly having issues with Google Fi help and support, which is kind of just a broader theme across Google as a whole. It is very easy to sign up for Google products. The moment you have an issue and you actually need to get someone on the phone for help and support, it sounds like it is just brutal. And this is like for YouTube, for Gmail, for Google Fi, like support is just, it can feel like it's non-existent. So something to be mindful of. Not going to be an issue if you buy your phone from Apple and you're just swapping the SIM card and stuff, but something I did want to touch on. And like, look, T-Mobile's kind of pretty good in my opinion. So if we do the Experience More plan, oh, we're looking at AT&T. We'll just reset that. The Experience More plan, at least for me, has a bunch of perks that I personally would use. I guess I haven't entered them yet. So note to self, enter the T-Mobile perks on the website. Well, T-Mobile's actual website to pick these up. All right. Boom. The Experience More free Wi-Fi and flights. Just use that on my United flight. Netflix standard with ads. I am a Netflix subscriber, so that's a perk I get. I love Apple TV. Granted, this is bundled into my Apple One subscription, so probably wouldn't be able to take advantage of that. But otherwise, a pretty good value add-on. The upgrade every 2 years is pretty nice. That's effectively getting you $830 roughly of trading credit every 2 years. So that can help with some savings, and then really good international roaming features as well. So I think for the package, it's not necessarily a bad deal. You just want to take a look at, are you going to use any of these perks that T-Mobile offers? If not, maybe Google Fi is better. If so, maybe the net bundle of everything ends up being a little bit better with T-Mobile directly. I think especially with the phone trade-in deals. So I hope, Christian, that's helpful. Priority data on T-Mobile is tricky to come by. Ooh, some of AT&T's business plans do have QCI 6. Yeah, fun fact, I actually learned recently that the tablet lines that FedEx drivers have are QCI 6 on AT&T. So they're getting the best experience possible on the network. Oh, interesting. Daniel is saying connect 5 gigs is QCI 7. That should be checked. I think the last time I checked Connect, it was QCI 6. So definitely worth double checking that. G Priority is saying that Metro by T-Mobile offers a plan with QCI 6. I don't think that is correct. I actually think Metro is QCI 7 across the board. Let me see if I can see that. Okay, so here, let's find this out. So I think what G Priority is referring to is the $60 plan. I actually need to rename these on the Best Phone Plan site because Metro dropped the official plan names. Unlimited premium 5G data that won't slow you down. Okay, sounds great. Sounds like unlimited QCI 6. However, if we read the terms, if you use a lot of data, more than 35 gigs, you'll temporarily know slower speeds for the rest of the billing cycle. The network is busy. Man, they don't say. I think it's unlimited QCI 7. That's my guess. That is my guess. Because T-Mobile likes to advertise, don't forget it. If we go to plans, unlimited phone plans, this drives me crazy. I'm still not over it. The Essential Saver plan, 50 gigs of premium data. This is not the same priority. This is 50 gigs of QCI 7 data. That is not the same as QCI 6 priority that you get on Experience More. So T-Mobile likes to advertise premium data, quote unquote premium data, as QCI 7. And so I think that's what's happening with Metro's plan. It's just unlimited QCI 7, which isn't necessarily bad. but it's not, I don't think it's what you're going to get. And yeah, so that's what it is. Renz, how do you know what QCI a plan is? You have to test it. And I have this actually all noted on the Best Phone Plans website. So if you go into, like, we're looking at the T-Mobile Experience More plan, right? If you scroll down to the plan details, I have the QCI value here. And the way I get the QCI value is I have a rooted Pixel phone and I have an app installed called Network Signal Guru. And that app is able to read the QCI value from the device. Now, it doesn't work all the time. It's definitely not perfect, but it's basically the only way that I'm aware of to find this. Someone did make sort of a different app that could do it, but I've heard that it is less accurate and not as reliable. So, got to have a Pixel phone. And not only that, it's got to be a rooted Pixel phone. And then you need Network Signal Guru, and that is how you can get the QCI value. A good plan for a college student, mostly on Wi-Fi, either at home or college. Can anyone help on this? Yeah, Board, I think there are some really good plans that you should check out. Just go to the Best Phone Plan site here, and some highlights on the homepage. We'll do low-cost plans. US Mobile by the gig, $10 for 2 gigs. If you're on Wi-Fi most of the time, this is probably plenty. Your choice of getting coverage on AT&T, T-Mobile, or Verizon with this plan. Great, great value. If you want something on AT&T, Red Pocket Essentials, surprisingly excellent. $10 a month plus taxes and fees. 3 gigs of priority data on AT&T. That is going to be QCI 8 priority data, and fantastic plan. MobileX, really good with that build your own plan customization and flexibility. You could either do a custom plan. As an example, I put together a 3 gig plan, 3 gigs of high-speed data, hotspots included, everything video streams at 4K, and that'll be $12.18 a month plus tax. And again, if you use, like, let's say 1 month you use 1 gig, you would actually get account credit back to your account for the unused data. So I think if you are going to have variable usage, MobileX could be a really good option. If you wanted to secure a little bit of a bigger package, MobileX, they have an unlimited 10 plan, $14.88 a month plus tax for 10 gigs of data on Verizon. Tello, another fantastic option. You can build and customize your own plan on Tello if you want coverage on T-Mobile. I will say Tello and US Mobile can go neck and neck for T-Mobile service, so definitely worth kind of cross-shopping a little bit as you're configuring your plan. And then Helium, $15 for 10 gigs. I think all of these are going to be excellent depending on what network you want for coverage. So I hope that is helpful. Burb of Predator. Hey, Stetson, thanks for all the work you do. Helped me settle with US Mobile. That's excellent. Hopefully you're saving some money and enjoying some great service. Board, thanks. You are most welcome. All right, Runner. Stetson, I need help finding a better plan for 4 lines. I'm currently paying $150 a month with T-Mobile Essentials. It's bad. I'm paying that much for deprioritized data. Runner, VR3, I'm sorry to say that is unfortunately bad, but you're in the right place. We're going to help you out. So 4 lines right now, I think, all right, I think we got this. Plans, perfect. We will do 4 lines. Let's assume that T-Mobile works really well in your area, so you want to stick with T-Mobile coverage. Now, do you need truly unlimited data? If you don't, that's where you can look at some of US Mobile's by the gig plans with shared data. Those are going to be crazy affordable. Worth noting that Mint Mobile's plan could be an excellent option. It's currently on sale right now. So normally it's $30 per line per month. You do have to pay that annually up front, so it is a little bit more expensive. But there are 2 key advantages right now to Mint Mobile. Advantage number 1, where's that tab? Mint Mobile's plans are on sale, so you can keep your T-Mobile coverage. You'll get the same priority data that you're getting on T-Mobile Essentials, which is deprioritized. That's what you'd be getting with Mint. And the plan is on sale for $15 a month. So $100, $180 upfront for the $15 a month price point. That is going to be excellent. What is that? 15 times 4 is going to be $60 plus taxes and fees. Phenomenal value. Again, you do have to spend that up front though. So that is going to be 180 times 4, roughly 720. Add in some taxes and fees, maybe pushing $800 up front. But that's your entire bill for the full year. Really good overall value. If you did want something month to month, that's where I think you're going to want to look at, man, that's expensive. Let's go past these sponsored plans. Yeah, this is one of those buy the gig plans. Like if you only need 20 gigs of shared data, US Mobile is insane. You probably want all the lines on one account. I think the next, yeah, it's Metro. Metro Starter Plus. If you want to do that, this works because it's all lines under one account. Otherwise, you can do the Metro Bring Your Own Device plan, and that is going to be $25, but each line will need its own account for that. So I think Metro Starter Plus, probably not a bad move. If you wanted something more premium, I think that's where you're going to want to do just Metro Flex Unlimited, $120 a month, taxes and fees included. Only really saving you $30 a month, but that's not nothing. You're still getting the same deprioritized data, 8 gigs of hotspot, which is actually better than Essentials, and the option to add a tablet line. So that could be a pretty easy move if you didn't want to go with Mint. If you wanted to look at other networks, let's just simplify this a little bit. Do unlimited data, and we'll add in, of course, the AT&T and the Verizon networks. US Mobile Unlimited Starter Dark Star. This is genuinely a fantastic option, not only if you want AT&T coverage, but also if you wanted T-Mobile coverage as well. You can have different lines on different networks in case people live in different regions and want different service, or maybe someone works in some place where Verizon has really good service there and they want that as their network. So US Mobile could be a good pick. Worth noting that the Lightspeed version of the plan, which is on T-Mobile, I don't know if I have that here. I probably do somewhere, but the Lightspeed and the Warp versions come with 70 gigs of high-speed data, not truly unlimited, but 70 gigs is plenty for most people, and saving $50 a month. Visible base, not a bad option if you want data on Verizon. Those are more expensive. All right, total starter, honestly not bad. This is actually cheaper than visible base, and you can have all lines on one account. So if you want coverage on Verizon, might not be a bad pick. What else we got? There's T-Mobile Essentials. Wait, that's crazy. You're spending $150 a month when it's quoted at $100 a month. Metro. Yeah, I think those are probably the best plans. Total Max 5G, not bad at $105. Yeah, I hope that's helpful. I think it's figure out what network you want and then base your decision on that. One thing I will mention, if you guys are interested in figure out what network is best in your area, CoverageMap.com, co-founder of this, so full disclosure there. But you can go in and search location. Let's say you live in Frisco, Colorado. Oop, Dillon, that's close enough. The Dillon area. You can see Frisco's here. See, all right, this is AT&T. You can kind of compare verified coverage. And then more importantly, if you scroll down, you can see the full network comparison. And Verizon happens to have the fastest download, the fastest upload, the best reliability score, and the highest coverage percentage. So if you lived in that town, you probably want Verizon. So I hope that is helpful. Okay, G Prani, thank you. Sorry, sometimes I go on these rants. I get in the flow of talking, and I miss the critical details on the line. So 51, 13.5, 30, and 1. With those kinds of numbers, here's what I'm thinking. Runner, I'm thinking just US Mobile. So first of all, the US Mobile Unlimited Starter Plan is perfect for all of those. And you can customize some of them as well. So US Mobile Unlimited Starter. Perfect. So we've got Dark Star, we've got Warp. Let's just put these, well, we don't need to put them side by side. So if you want to keep T-Mobile coverage, you can do US Mobile Unlimited Starter Lightspeed. This would be the 51, 13.5, and 30 gig lines. So 70, $75 there. And that'll give you 70 gigs of the same data on T-Mobile. So exact same network experience, 10 gigs of hotspot, which is a big upgrade from what you have now, and 4K video streaming, which is also an upgrade. Then for that 1 gig line, that's where I would pop it probably on just that $10 2 gig plan. Net total $85 a month, taxes and fees included. Hard to beat that, I think. So I hope that's helpful. D-Money and just switched to Metro from Total Wireless. I was tired of the inconsistent billing and horrible customer service. Yeah, definitely some room to improve on some of these prepaid carriers. Runner, thanks, Stetson. Runner, you are most welcome. Hopefully you get a good plan that meets your needs there. The Tech Talk Online. My folks now pay about $160 a month, thanks AT&T. They own their phones. What are some good MVNO options for 2 lines on premium data via AT&T network or Verizon? No annual plan, just monthly. Dallas-Fort Worth location. Wow, this, I think you can save so much money. So first, let's start with location, because you don't want to pick a plan unless you know what network you're going to be picking it on. So we'll go back, CoverageMap.com, Dallas, Fort Worth. Is that? Fort Worth. I don't know. I'm assuming these are in the same area. Fort Worth, Dallas. It's kind of all in here. Anyway, I'll assume this is going to be good coverage probably on all the networks. Yeah. Fantastic. I mean, 200, 210, 200, 166, 15.6, 13.6, 9.2. Can't go wrong. So really, we just want to optimize for cost. And AT&T or Verizon. So we'll do both. First, we'll go here, reset this. We'll do 2 lines. And you know what? It's actually easier for me to do 1 line because I'm just familiar with the pricing. We'll do unlimited data, and then we will do priority. All right, so if you want the best option for priority data on Verizon, I'll give you 2 really good picks. Number 1 is going to be the Total Wireless Total Max 5G Bring Your Own Device plan. I am currently signed up for this plan and testing it out and reviewing it. It is one of the best value plans on the Verizon network. Your parents or your folks, they own their devices outright. Make sure they reach out to AT&T. They get them unlocked if they're not already. They can bring them to the Total Max plan, and they will be saving big time, $110 a month. They're getting unlimited priority data, unlimited QCI8. This is the exact same priority data that you get with Verizon Simplicity. Unlimited hotspot at 5 megabits per second. Not the fastest in the world, but plenty usable for getting everything done on the go. 720p video streaming, which is super nice. Option to add a tablet line if they ever wanted that. Can be nice for just having a bigger screen on the go for streaming movies and stuff. Free international texting and calling included, as well as roaming in Canada, Mexico, and over 140 destinations. Superb value plan. Runner-up pick number 2 is going to be the Visible Plus plan, currently on sale for $30 a month with code SUMMER. Basically gives you the same unlimited priority data, but doubles your hotspot speeds from 5 megabits per second to 10 megabits per second and ups your video streaming quality to 1080p. One caveat here, you can add a watch line, but you can't get that tablet line. And then the international features are decent, but I don't think quite as good as what you get with Total Wireless. One thing I want to mention with the Total plan, it's better to set each line up individually on Total Wireless. I ended up setting up 2 lines and the process was a pain in the butt. I basically had to create one account with the line. Then I created a whole second account with the other line. And then the rep had to merge the accounts together. And then my total bill is actually $55 a month instead of $50 a month. So I'm paying more for the hassle of having them on the same account. So do separate accounts there, and then separate accounts for Visible as well. If you want priority data on AT&T, man, I mean, go-to recommendation, we got to give US Mobile a shout out. US Mobile Unlimited Premium Dark Star, $44 a month. It's unlimited priority. It's 200 gigs hotspot. I now have the tiers listed: 100 gigs at full speed, 100 gigs at 8 megabits per second, then unlimited at 600 kilobits per second. So really 200 gigs of usable hotspot there. Full 4K video streaming. You can add a tablet line, and then superb international features if they need them. The other plan that isn't quite listed here that I think does deserve a shout out for priority data on AT&T, actually two plans. Number one, Klarna. This is kind of an unusual pick, but for month-to-month pricing, you'll notice it's after, hang on, we have a new toggle here, taxes and fees. After taxes and fees, it's still about $5 cheaper than US Mobile. So your folks would be saving $10 a month, $120 a year. That's good to put towards a Netflix subscription or anything else like that. And still really good features. Same unlimited priority data, 10 gigs of hotspot, 4K video streaming, and some decent international features if they need them. Kind of a surprise pick. The second pick actually isn't listed here due to a caveat that it has, but I'll pull it up right now. It is Red Pocket's unlimited plan. So Red Pocket Unlimited Premium on AT&T. This is what you sign up for by default on the Red Pocket website. $30 a month plus tax. Let's actually go ahead and toggle on taxes and fees so we can see what that looks like. $34 a month. Very reasonable price. You're getting 50 gigs at full speeds and then unlimited at 150 megabits per second. Now, most people use about 15 gigs per month, 15 to 20. So this is going to be perfect for a large percentage of people, your folks likely included. Unlimited priority, QCI 8 on AT&T, 10 gigs of hotspot, and full 4K video streaming. So kind of a surprise pick here, and some decent international features as well. And then Red Pocket, you do have the option to have both lines under one account, which could be a little bit more convenient. So there you go. I hope that's helpful in terms of getting a plan with priority data on either AT&T or Verizon. Verizon is going to be a little bit cheaper, and all the networks do seem to be really good in that area. So it could be worth going with one of those plans just for the extra savings. Thank you for this info. Really appreciate it. You're very welcome. I hope that helps. And yeah. All right, let's move on to some more questions. All right. Neil Kessler. Hey, Stetson, since I ported my number to Verizon from T-Mobile for the Simplicity plan with my unlocked iPhone 16 Pro Max, is it a 3-year price guarantee, and will it go up after the 3 years? Neil, I have excellent news for you. For anyone else watching this who's wondering about the Verizon Simplicity offer, you'll notice if you go to Verizon's website and you go to the Simplicity plan, it is $30 a month, but there is an asterisk. And you can see this is with a $10 auto pay discount that requires ACH or the Verizon Visa card. And you're getting a $15 a month switcher discount with a port in. Now, the good news, Neil, is my sources tell me this discount is permanent on your plan for as long as you remain a Verizon customer. Now, if you switch plans or you leave Verizon, or you do anything like that, then the discount will go away. But as long as you keep your Verizon Simplicity plan and you're getting this discount, my understanding is that discount stays with you for the life that you are a Verizon customer. So no 3 years to be worried about here. There's no mention of this discount going away in the little pop-up. And again, the friends I have at Verizon have informed me it's yours to keep for as long as you stay on that plan. Revel Tech, your speed test op is awesome. I appreciate it. And fun fact, you can actually create your own speed test if you didn't know this already. So over at CoverageMap, we have gone ahead and open sourced the speed test. So let me see, where do we mention this? Products, open source. Here we go. So what you can do is actually use the speed test infrastructure that we have created, install it, and build your own speed test to host either on a website or your very own mobile application. I will say at the moment, it is mostly designed for probably a mobile setup, or excuse me, a website setup and use case, but it will work on an app as well. Probably could use some optimization, not going to lie. It's a relatively new offering from us and it's completely free. So we welcome feedback as well. We do have a little demo. So if we go to run a speed test, this will check your internet speed. I'm tempted to do this, but every time I do it, it'll kill the stream. We'll do it anyway. I'll just let the test run. And when the upload runs, it'll be very laggy. We are, by the way, streaming this on T-Mobile 5G. This is actually powered, before I run that test, it's powered by Win Wireless. So they sent over their device and plan for me to check out. I'm in the process of reviewing it now. It's basically a unlimited 5G plan on the T-Mobile network for $99. No data cap, no throttling, speeds up to 415 megabits per second, no activation fee. And then you get the Inseego FX 3110 5G cellular router. Not sure if that's how it's called, the FX 3110. I don't know how they say it, but FX 3110. And it's been pretty good. And normally they say this is like an $800 router, but they're selling it for $149 right now, which is like low key really good. I believe it's unlocked and you can just use it on whatever network you want. I should verify that though for the review. But either way, that is what we are currently streaming this live stream on right now. And let's go ahead and see what performance is like. It has been slow today. Not sure if it's the fact that it is literally 99 degrees outside or the T-Mobile network has been more congested than usual. But here we go. Let's see what speeds we get. And watch the stream get very choppy as well. So download shouldn't be a problem. Looks like pushing actually pretty decent speeds. It was hitting around 80 megabits per second earlier today. So this is definitely an improvement from that. Upload, this is where I'm going to get choppy. 18, 17, 13, 12, 11. There we go. So hopefully the stream is back, but that is the CoverageMap speed test. And again, you can implement this in your very own app or website as well. And I will mention, let me see. I think this phone, settings, cellular, T-Mobile. Okay, cool. I'll just do T-Mobile. And then I can go over here. I think it's still like connecting. Perfect. For context, here is what I will get on T-Mobile on the iPhone Air. So yeah, this is closer to peak performance. QCI 6 priority data. Damn, that is ripping fast. Maybe the gateway is just hot. Maybe I need to let it cool off. And then the upload. Hopefully this doesn't impact the stream upload. This is what you get on cell. So you can see the consumer phone plans are a little bit higher priority and will get faster speeds. But I've been pleasantly surprised by the device, and I've gotten speeds up to 400 megabits per second on it. So pretty good. What is the best plan to get on the T-Mobile network? Right now, I have 2 picks for you. So DJ Excel, 2 picks. Pick number 1 is going to be Mint Mobile's unlimited plan. Now, why Mint Mobile's unlimited plan? Because it is on sale for $15 a month, $180 upfront for the year. Phenomenal value. What do you get with the plan? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Mint Mobile Unlimited. So the unlimited plan with the, again, $15 a month for your first year comes with truly unlimited high-speed data. It is deprioritized though. You're getting 50 gigs at QCI 7 deprioritized and then unlimited at QCI 9, which is further deprioritized. You get 20 gigs of hotspot, which is quite excellent, full 480p video streaming, and then some decent options for international features if you need them. At $15 a month, this is the best value plan for unlimited high-speed data on the T-Mobile network. My runner-up is actually going to be Metro by T-Mobile, which I guess is called Metro because I'm sure I have the name wrong. Yeah, so Metro. The plan I personally suggest is the unlimited 30 plan. $30 a month gives you the same unlimited high-speed data as on Mint. It is deprioritized. I believe this one is 35 gigs. Do we have Metro's website still up? Let's see. So if I do bring your phone, this is where the plan resides. And if we go to the fine print, they don't have it in the fine print here. I think it is... Scam Shield, T-Mobile Tuesdays. Here we go. Yes. If you use a lot of data, more than 35 gigs a month, then you may notice slower speeds. So that is going to be 35 gigs of QCI 7 data before unlimited at QCI 9. 10 gigs of hotspot, so half as much as Mint, but still decent. You can add a tablet line, which is pretty nice, and then some decent international options as well. Those are my two picks. I think those are the best value plans for truly unlimited data on the T-Mobile network. If you have the cash up front, I think Mint is the move. And then you can always switch after your first year. If you don't, or you prefer monthly, then I think Metro is a great option. If you did want to save a little bit of money and you don't need that hotspot data, then you can just do that $25 plan as well. How about Total Wireless? Bring your own device. We've mentioned that on the podcast already, or the live stream. That is the best value plan, I think, in the industry right now. What that doesn't have is coverage on T-Mobile, which I believe was the specific question that was asked. But otherwise, it's fantastic. And yeah, I mean, I'll quickly run through that right now. Homepage of the site. I mean, this is it's just a legendary plan. I really need to make a video on it. $25 for unlimited priority data, unlimited hotspot at 5 megabits per second, 720p video streaming, and superb international features, including roaming in over 140 countries. The full details are on the site. So definitely worth a look if you want Verizon coverage. It's poolside tonight listening to Stetson. Is that the podcast? Total Wireless Max 5G, bring your own best $25 plan for priority. Look, it is the best plan for priority data on Verizon. And I think there's a key distinction because if you want priority data on the other networks, you can get priority data at different prices, at better prices. I mean, even on the Verizon network, if you don't need the extra bells and whistles that Total Max comes with, you've got plans. It'll be MobileX. Let's see, MobileX Gold? No. Well, MobileX does offer plans. They're gold plans that come with priority data. Custom, unlimited 10. It's this one. So $19.88. I really need to update this name, I think. It's 10 gigs of priority, 10 gigs of hotspot for $19.88 a month. Like, that's technically cheaper, and it gives you priority data on Verizon. But I'd personally probably spend the couple bucks extra and get the priority on Total Wireless. If you want priority on AT&T, that's where I think Klarna Mobile is an excellent option. That's where Red Pocket is surprisingly good. If you want it on T-Mobile, that's where you're looking at T-Mobile's prepaid plans, including the T-Mobile Connect plans, or you're looking at Google Fi. So it really depends. And priority, it matters most. Gosh, I don't even know. I don't want to comment on that. I feel like we need some testing and some numbers behind priority data. It matters. There's so many variables. It matters what time of day it is, how congested the network is, where you live, what towers are nearby you, what's serving you. So it's hard to say. What's the total price with tax, or does it vary on different state? Depends on the plan. What I've done for best phone plans is I've gone in, and if you click the taxes and fees button, this shows the plan with estimated taxes and fees included based on my location. Is that perfect? No, it's going to be different based on where you live. But if one plan is more expensive than another plan for me, odds are it will be more expensive than the other plan for you as well. So it gives a comparison. It's not perfect. And in the case of the total wireless plan, that actually has taxes and fees included. So I actually don't think it's there on the site. So I'll do total wireless. Here we go. Oops. There is taxes and fees included. So it is $25 flat per month. Should I upgrade from FirstNet Extra to the new 2.0 FirstNet plans? I think that's dealer's choice. My understanding is the FirstNet Extra plan still has unlimited priority data. Probably not worth it if you're getting a price increase. I would probably stick with your current plan. That's what I think. What do you think about the Visible Plus plan and financing an iPhone 17 through them? That's definitely a decent option. I think if you want to finance an iPhone 17, I can't remember. Did Apple, every time we go through this, I'm like, did Apple patch it where you used to be able to finance it through the Apple website if you like selected the Verizon model and then said like you would activate it later or something. Yeah, if you want the iPhone 17 specifically, I think that's a fine deal. It is going to be financed through, let's pull this up right now. It's financed through a firm. So there might be interest on that, which is worth keeping in mind, but it's overall a really great combo. So really advertising. iPhone 17, 256, $23.03 a month with 0% APR plus taxes. Yeah, could be a really good deal. If you want a phone and service, great value. Definitely recommend it. Make sure you take advantage of the deal code SUMMER for that $5 a month in savings. Those are going to be awesome. I think if you buy from Visible, their phones are locked like the other carriers. Yes. Sad face. It used to be that Visible would automatically unlock your phone after 60 days. Verizon, unfortunately, chose to appeal that unlocking policy, which was a requirement they had to fulfill based on a certain spectrum license they purchased. And instead of being required to uphold the agreement for buying that spectrum, our government decided that Verizon could, in fact, lock their devices. So I believe Visible's devices are locked to Visible for 12 months, and then they become eligible to be unlocked after that. Stetson, do you think T-Mobile is going to create a new affordable postpaid plan like Verizon Simplicity to bring back customers? I don't think so right now. Maybe that's naive of me, and I could be eating my words in a couple months when there's like T-Mobile Experience Less or whatever they come out with, and it's $40 a month or something like that, or maybe they match Verizon and do $30 a month. I don't think they're going to do it, and I don't think they're going to do it because I think it would just undercut their current plans too much. And I think T-Mobile is in the space. Like if you look at the plans right now, Verizon bundles in 0 perks. AT&T bundles in 0 perks. What does T-Mobile do? They're like, yo, we've got 5-year price guarantee, upgrade every 2 years. We've got Netflix standard, Apple TV. There's a free AAA membership, Wi-Fi on supported flights. Like T-Mobile is just packing their plans with perks. And I think that makes it more challenging to compare their offer against the competition. I don't think they're going to be launching a new plan to do that. I think T-Mobile is feeling pretty happy with their current plan lineup and offerings. And yeah. So still love their T4 support. It's definitely been up and down is what I'll say. Neil, thanks, Stetson. It's been a week since I ported my number from T-Mobile to Verizon. It seems to be working perfectly. They added a perk. The added perk I added was Apple One was Apple Music and Apple TV for $15. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's a great deal. That's a great deal. What's your opinion on Infimobile? It seems like a really good option on the Verizon network. So Infimobile offers prepaid plans, and yeah, they're very competitively priced. So I should probably review them, but they seem good. They seem good overall. Can you explain video streaming quality? Yes, I do have a video on this on the channel, and I will pull it up. So how to stream 4K on any plan. Bam. I think I need a new thumbnail for this, but I can narrate over myself. So basically, when you are, what's going on right now? That is it because I went full screen? Look at this. I go full screen and it's like, oh, all right, we'll go theater mode then. So basically, the way a video streaming quality cap works is you sign up for a plan and the carrier has access to what websites you are visiting. And what they do is they categorize certain websites as video content websites. Examples of this will be Netflix, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, possibly Twitter could be in there, Crunchyroll, Disney Plus, HBO Max. Any video streaming site will be classified as video content. The carrier detects traffic to those websites when you're visiting the websites or using the mobile apps, and then imposes an artificial speed cap on your plan. For 480p speed caps, that's going to be around 1.5 to 2.5 megabits per second. For 720p streaming, that's going to be 4 megabits per second. For 1080p streaming, that's going to be about 8 to 10 megabits per second. And for full 4K streaming, there is no speed cap, or it'll be, I think Verizon actually caps it at, I think they cap their plan at 40 megabits per second for 4K streaming. So that is how the speed cap works. The carrier detects when you're visiting one of those video streaming content sites and then artificially limits the speed that the data is loaded at. Now, something to note is this doesn't necessarily, you'll still get full data speed. So you can see in this example, I was getting over 400 megabits per second down on T-Mobile. So the rest of your phone's data connection will be fast. It's only those sites that have been specifically tagged. It's also worth knowing that the resolutions don't change. So you can still go into YouTube, as I'm doing here, and customize the video to stream at full 4K quality. The problem is that when you're streaming at 2 megabits per second or 4 megabits per second, it just takes a really long time for that video to load and buffer and then begin playing. So you can stream at a higher resolution, but it will take a much longer time to load and start playing than it would if you had a plan with full 4K streaming. And it could also pause and have to load and buffer again during playback. Now, the question is, how do you get around this video speed cap and actually stream 4K quality on any cell phone plan? And it turns out, as I explained in the video, and I'll just save you the click, you can get around this by using a VPN. Why does this work? Well, what a VPN does is it hides your network traffic from your carrier. So your carrier can no longer tell if you're on a video streaming content website or you're just browsing the internet. You're on apple.com or Amazon, or you're visiting the Verizon website or bestphoneplans.net comparing plans, or if you're on CoverageMap comparing coverage. Your carrier no longer knows what website you're visiting because the VPN is hiding your network traffic. As a result, because the carrier no longer knows and can distinguish between sites, they now always give you the fastest data speeds available. So if you go ahead and run another test, you'll notice I'm using fast.com here. One thing I want to mention, I see a lot of people using fast for sharing speeds. It's important to remember fast.com is connecting directly to the Netflix servers. You can see that in the corner here, powered by Netflix. The reason this works for demonstrating video speed caps is it simulates connecting to a Netflix server. In fact, it doesn't simulate, it is connecting to a Netflix server. And so if there is a video speed cap in place, this is where it shows. But if you're just trying to measure your internet speeds as a whole, it may not be the best application for that. Either way, with the VPN enabled, when I run the test again, instead of getting capped at 1.5 megabits per second, you can see this result is 120 megabits per second, which means I can watch video at full 4K quality. And just diving into the video now, and I'll move the scrubber, and it's like playing immediately, right? Like the buffer time is significantly lower. Everything loads much quicker, and it's a better video streaming experience. It is worth mentioning, though, with a VPN on, the overall speeds can be a little bit slower. I think earlier in the video, I did the speed test here, and I got 628 megabits per second down. Well, with the Surfshark VPN, with this test to the Netflix servers, you can see I got 120 megabits per second. So still fast, but it can be a little bit slower when you use a VPN versus just using that native connection. So I hope that helps explain video streaming quality on mobile phones, how some plans cap your video experience to 480p or 720p, what those mean, and how you can get around it. So I hope that's helpful. Great explanation. Thank you. You're most welcome. Bloop. Hey, Stetson, how does the multi-network add-on from US Mobile work? Is it data only, or can I also make and receive calls on that additional line? That is a great question. I think you actually might get calls and texts. The assumption is that it's data only. Let me put it that way. It might get calls and texts, but I think it is data only, or is intended to be used as data only. And basically the way it works is you go into your account, you select multi-line add-on, you pick what secondary network you want. So if you sign up on T-Mobile, your choices are either AT&T or Verizon. Once you get that, you'll get a second SIM card that you can download and install on your phone, and you'll need both active. And you can see this is kind of what that would look like. One would say, they would both probably say US Mobile, but you would have a dual SIM setup exactly like this, and then you can toggle between them. And the way the data usage works is you have a shared amount of high-speed multi-network data, and then once that is depleted, you continue getting unlimited data on the primary line. Let me give you a concrete example. If you sign up on the starter plan, which comes with 70 gigs on Verizon and T-Mobile, and you do the multi-network add-on, for that plan, you would get 70 gigs of shared multi-network data, and then you would get unlimited slow data on the primary network. Let's say it was T-Mobile, you get unlimited slow data on T-Mobile. If you signed up on AT&T, the Dark Star network, which does get unlimited high-speed data, then you get that 70 gigs of shared multi-network data, and then you can continue getting unlimited high-speed data on that AT&T line if that was the primary line that you used. And the same is true for the unlimited premium plan, but because unlimited premium, all networks are unlimited, the way that works is you get 100 gigs of shared multi-network data and then unlimited high-speed data on your primary line, that first line you used to sign up. So I hope that's helpful. Oh, Steven is confirming, yes, you can get calls and texts. I think US Mobile wanted to make it a data-only plan, so I would say TBD if that changes in the future, but good to have that confirmed. And I think the reason is some people on Reddit were expressing their frustration that they were getting spam calls and spam texts to that secondary number, which is, I mean, as I know, is like I get spam texts and calls all the time on all the various numbers I have. So it's a little bit more annoying to deal with that. But so I think that's why it might move to data only in the future. But US Mobile is sometimes a little slow to implement things. So we'll see. Interim Bliss, excuse me, I said that wrong. Interim Bliss. Stetson, I appreciate all the good content helping inform consumers of all the mobile service options, but the mobile landscape feels so anti-consumer and uncompetitive. Do you see things changing? I actually kind of disagree. Well, I think there's two angles to this. I think angle number one is the postpaid carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. And I think for that angle, you're absolutely right. We've seen AT&T raising prices, T-Mobile force migrating their most loyal customers onto new plans and increasing their rates. And we've seen Verizon increasing prices on old plans, adding in extra fees, increasing their telco cost recovery fee, and overall, the big three are kind of doing anti-consumer things. Even AT&T, they used to offer the max trade-in credit on any AT&T plan. That was a big advantage of them. But today, they are no longer doing that. They have limited Value 2.0 to about $500, Extra 2.0 to about $830, and only the Premium 2.0 plan is the one that gets that full $1,100 off, I guess, along with the Elite 2.0 plan that made its return. So I think from the big three perspective, it definitely feels anti-consumer. But on the MVNO perspective, the prepaid carriers, the carrier-owned prepaid brands, I actually think that area is more competitive than it's ever been, right? I mean, let's just take a look at what we're seeing in the landscape. We're seeing Mint. They just increased data allotments on all their plans, 5 gigs to 6 gigs, 15 gigs to 17 gigs, 20 gigs to 23 gigs, and unlimited was the same. Increased data amounts, kept prices the same. They're doing their best offer of the year right now, 50% off. So you're getting unlimited data for $15. We are seeing Visible doing pretty aggressive promos where you can get the Visible Plus plan, unlimited priority data on Verizon for $30 a month. Great value. Visible Plus Pro, a $10 discount down to $35. The annual plans are an even better value. Visible Plus Pro for $375 a year. That's $31.25 for your first year. Absolutely insane. I didn't even have to do that math. They actually put it right here. Wish I had seen that. And then, I mean, speaking of Verizon, Total Wireless coming in hot with some huge heat. They are offering their Total Max 5G. Wow, I forgot how much I dislike this website sometimes. So bring your phone. Where are the plans? $25 a month. Here we go. Anyway, Total Max 5G, bring your own device. This is on sale for $25. It's down here. I don't know why it doesn't have a dedicated card. I should just use it on my website. Here we go. Now, look, it looks beautiful now. $25 for unlimited priority data on Verizon. We have never seen that before. Like, this is basically a first for Verizon, the best price point for unlimited priority data. Cash App and Klarna, right? Like, if you want priority data on AT&T, we got to give a shout out to Klarna and Red Pocket. Unlimited priority on AT&T for $35. Red Pocket offering priority data for as low as, I think it's like $15. Red Pocket. We'll just do AT&T. So all of these have priority data on AT&T. $10 for 3 gigs, $20 for 20 gigs, $30 for 50 gigs. Like, these are really, really competitive plans. So I think on one hand, I think it's funny and sad at the same time. I feel like a lot of people who have been with the big carriers for a long time and are loyal customers are unfortunately kind of getting screwed over. I think the big carriers have realized, like, hey, like, these people aren't going to leave. It's too much of a hassle to switch their plans and deal with the phone numbers. And how do you even do that anyway? And so they've been able to jack up the rates. And I mean, T-Mobile, right? Their most loyal customers, they're increasing the prices on and force migrating them to new plans, right? The prepaid carriers, the MVNOs, they don't do that, right? Mint, every time Mint has updated their plans, all they've done, where's their website? It's been the easiest to follow. All they do is they keep prices exactly the same and they increase the data amounts. I think this plan used to be like 3 gigs, and then it was 4 gigs, and then it was 5 gigs, and now it's 6 gigs. And I think this plan used to be like 10 gigs, and then it was 12 gigs, and then 15 gigs. Now it's 17 gigs, right? The prepaid carriers, they care about their users. And even Metro, we got to give Metro a shout out. They raised prices on their plans a while back, and then launched new plans that were a decrease in price. They actually brought the prices back down. And we saw them launch some new plans. If you brought your own device, $25 a month for unlimited high-speed data on T-Mobile, $30 a month with hotspot. That was my biggest gripe about the $25 plan before, and now it's been solved. So in my opinion, the prepaid landscape is more competitive than ever, and it's actually almost too competitive. We've seen Peter Adderton from MobileX arguing, hey, The MVNOs who have to pay per gigabyte of usage and make these annual revenue commitments, they're not able to compete with these $25 and $30 truly unlimited data plans from the carrier owned brands directly. Like, it's just not possible for an MVNO to offer that at those prices. And so I think the MVNO space is quite competitive, and the MVNOs are kind of vying for customers who want more and more affordable options. I mean, MobileX, crazy affordable on Verizon, some of the lowest entry rates you can get. We got to give a shout out to Tello. Some of the lowest entry rates you can get on, they updated their website. Guys, I am such a sucker for website updates. 2 gigs, unlimited minutes, $10 a month on T-Mobile. You only need 300 minutes, $8 a month, right? Like, incredibly affordable options from Tello. And yeah, so I think those are the two sides, Interim. I think the postpaid, the big carriers seem to be taking advantage, or it feels like they're taking advantage of consumers. And I think the prepaid carriers are offering some of the best plans we've ever seen. So that's my take. Kyle Crow, hey Stetson, sorry I'm late. Kyle, no worries. Great to have you here. Visible is Verizon. Exactly. Is there a T-Mobile MVNO that is QCI 6 and standalone that isn't Google Fi? Does QCI 6 even matter on T-Mobile's network? The first question, any MVNO? No. This is because the carrier bundle that is required for standalone is not available for the MVNOs just yet, so that applies to all of them. And then, does QCI 6 even matter on T-Mobile's network? My personal opinion, and from my experience, the answer is no. T-Mobile's network is so fast, it literally does not matter. I have not encountered a scenario where it has made a difference for me personally. I do remember I was at an Odessa concert and I was testing like prioritized plan versus deprioritized plan. Guys, there were so many people on the network. It didn't matter if I had QCI 6 or QCI 7, nothing worked. So I really don't think it makes as big of a difference as you might think. And I used Mint, which was deprioritized for years and was totally fine. I hope to do more thorough testing on that and try and get some real world numbers on like what the actual difference is, but we'll see. Best time to pick up a Pixel 10 used. The 11 is coming up next month. Best place to buy. Yeah, I would say it's tough to tell. I think I'm no expert in the used marketplace. I think there's one of two things that happen. The new phone comes out, you would expect a price decrease on the used devices, but I actually think sometimes there's a price increase because a lot of people are waiting for the new phone to come out because then they think the old phone will be cheaper and then they go and buy it. So the catch is when the new phone comes out, demand actually increases for the used phones. And as a result, the prices of the used phones can actually go up as well. So right before the new phone comes out can be a good time to buy. Of course, I don't know 100%. I'm sure there's a million factors that go into that. Another variable that could be worth considering is if the new Pixel 11 series comes out and Google has to raise prices on that, well, that could potentially increase or change the prices of the used devices. I'm thinking specifically of the Xbox as an example. I was recently looking at getting an Xbox as I currently don't have one. And because Microsoft had to raise prices on the new models, well, the used marketplace is like, this console is what, like 6 years old or something, and it is still holding its value. So either way, you're wondering what the best place to buy is. Couple great options. First, we'll do channel sponsor Back Market. They've transparently sponsored a couple videos. I like them because they offer a 1-year warranty and free returns on their devices, and you can do Pixel 10 and you choose what quality you want and all that stuff. So, and they have pretty fast shipping as well, is what I learned, which was quite surprising. So free 30-day returns and a 1-year warranty, and you can choose either fair quality, good quality, or excellent quality, or premium, which is basically like brand new, but I would do excellent, which happens to be a better price than good right now. You can select your storage, what color you want, and this is a really good option. What's nice about Back Market is they provide sort of the same experience for all their devices, where all their devices are certified refurbished. They've passed the quality inspection. They're giving you the free 30-day returns and the 1-year warranty on everything. That's really nice. The other option is Swappa. And Swappa, I used to be part of their affiliate program until they shut it down, which made me sad. But you can sometimes find better prices on Swappa. So if we do Pixel 10, is that what we're looking at? Yeah, Pixel 10 unlocked, $557. And you can see, oh, fair condition, $429. Now, again, the condition matters, but you can browse here, see if there's some options. Here's a new condition for $526. So this could be a better overall purchase. But keep in mind that this is shipping from a user, John C., and returns and refunds, items received not as described shall return to seller for a prompt refund. Return and refund policies apply to all listings. Because this is a new inbox device, it's probably going to arrive as described. And so as a result, wait, okay, I was like, the value on this is so good. You're probably not going to be able to return it. And this can be different where if you buy from, let's say you're buying a good condition from Gadget Pickup. Let's view the listing here. This is from a third-party reseller. And you can see that they're doing the device only, no accessories. They offer 30-day money-back guarantees on all their devices. And there's different cancellation fees and things like that. So depending on what seller you buy from on Swappa, there may be different conditions or warranties or things you get with the device. So it's just worth keeping in mind. One thing I do like about Swappa, oh my God, is, I mean, look, you get photos typically of the actual device. And in this case, I would know, sometimes it doesn't really matter if a device is dinged up, but this unfortunately looks pretty dinged up. And I personally would not want to purchase a phone with that kind of mark on it. So there's that. Now you might be wondering, well, what's the quality of fair versus good versus excellent versus premium on Back Market, right? Like this mock-up of what looks like a Galaxy S21, sometimes it's not super confidence inspiring. The good news for you is I actually purchased, they're out in the hall right now. I'm like debating getting them in. I actually purchased 4 iPhone 16s on Back Market, and I'll have a video on this soon, in all of the conditions. So I went ahead and I purchased a fair condition, a good condition, an excellent condition, and a premium condition, so we can unbox them and see exactly what the different qualities are like between these different models. We don't have to rely on this example image here. We'll actually see what we get in the boxes. So those are currently boxed up, and I need to film that video, but that will come out quote unquote soon, and we can take a look. Yeah. Kyle Crow, facts. I've bought and sold phones several times on Swappa with no issues. I as well. I've actually used Swappa plenty of times myself. I think it's a great platform. I really wish they had their affiliate program and stuff, but yeah, I think generally it really is a really good marketplace. The difference is Swappa, you're generally getting someone's used device. Sometimes it's refurbished. Back Market kind of gives you that. This is certified refurbished. They're guaranteeing, I think, at least 80% battery health. The device has passed all these different quality inspections and things like that. So it's just different. Both are good. Both are different. Both have their pros and cons. And both are worth checking out. And you can see what works for you. What are your thoughts on companies that offer both phone and home internet plans? Are their bundle offers a value pick? They can be really good. Spectrum Mobile and Xfinity Mobile are perfect examples of this. They generally offer a discount on their internet and phone plans, when you bundle them, which makes them a fantastic value. Visible is a surprisingly good pick for this as well with their new 5G home internet plan. I should actually sign up for this. I should not. I have too many active plans, but let's see. Where do they have it? Global Pass, shop, deals. Where is the internet? Plans. Ooh, merch store. Tempted to check that out. About us, visible coverage map. It's probably on their homepage. 5G home internet. 2 months of 5G for $50. Like, that's phenomenal. And then after your intro, pay as low as $55 a month for both mobile and internet. Like, it's so good. Home internet for $30. Like, that's so good. It's so good. So yes, the answer is yes. They're generally quite excellent. I'm currently with T-Mobile. Is AT&T better price-wise? This is a really good question. It comes down to how many lines you have, how frequently you like to upgrade your phone, and yeah, I would say generally AT&T does tend to be better. And so you can use phoneplancalculator.com. Actually just updated this site today with more devices so you can get a more accurate picture of what the true cost is. But what you'd want to do is go in here. Let's say you've got one line, you get the Pro Max model iPhone, and you like to upgrade every 3 years. So that means you'd actually have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, 14 Pro Max to 17 Pro Max. Every apply changes. Boom. Data unlimited. Perfect. You can see all the prepaid plans are way more affordable. If we go ahead and filter out by carriers, we'll do AT&T and we will do T-Mobile. Why is this? Oh, because I have network filtered. That's why. Bam. There we go. You can see AT&T Value 2.0 is more affordable. AT&T Extra 2.0 is more affordable. Then you've got T-Mobile Essential Saver. Then AT&T Premium 2.0. Then you've got Experience More and Experience Beyond. So yes, broadly speaking, AT&T is more affordable by a pretty measurable amount. $3,105 versus $3,699. Over $500 in savings over those 3 years. So it's not nothing, and hopefully that's helpful. Total might have the same 5G home internet thing. Yeah, absolutely. My girlfriend was possibly picking Xfinity for the free year since she has internet. Yeah, Kyle, I'm actually kind of tempted. This is like, I'm in a moral ethical dilemma right now. Longmont offers municipal fiber. I love supporting Longmont and their municipal fiber. Xfinity also services my address, and I could probably get Xfinity internet and phone service for around the same price that I'm paying for fiber. So kind of tempted. I might switch and test it out and then switch back, but I don't really need like 5 home internet plans, you know? I got to start making videos and then canceling these things. But I'm tempted. The value prop is really good, and Xfinity plans are excellent. No one, man, Trevor, great to see you. Have you tried out the iOS 27 public beta? I am incredibly tempted to switch my primary device over to it because I've heard really good things about it. And I have been testing the developer beta on my iPhone Air, which my understanding is the developer beta is more or less the same as the public beta. Like the current versions of both are roughly the same right now. And it's been fantastic. It feels fast. It feels smooth. I think it looks so nice. I'm shocked to hear myself saying this, but I think the glass is much more refined and polished. The effect looks really nice. I changed the slider. I slid it all the way up. So it's nice and, I don't know, frosted, I think is the word I'm looking for. It's nice and frosted. So I'm highly tempted. And to get the new Siri. Here it is. There she is in all her glory. Very tempted. But I think I want to back up my phone first. And that means I need enough space on my computer. And I do not have enough space. Ooh, you got it? I've heard it's very stable. Man, I might need to get it. I'm liking it so far and got approved for the new Siri. The new Siri is so great. Oh, man. Do I go all in on the testing? Am I watching there? Ooh, tempted. Very tempted. Do you think 5G home internet is worth getting over fiber? I'm worried about ping and location dependency. I'm not sure what you mean by location dependency. If you mean like moving it, that's a valid concern. But I guess you wouldn't move your fiber connection. It depends what your priorities are. If your priority is to save money, 5G home internet can be a fantastic option. I've personally used, we're streaming on 5G home internet right now. Okay. It works. It works for video calls. It works for movie streaming. I haven't quite tested it for online gaming. I'm not much of a gamer right now. And as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I don't have an Xbox yet. Business expense? Maybe. I like the sound of that. But it gets the job done, and it can be a crazy affordable rate, especially when you look at bundling like Mint Mobile Home Internet with Mint Mobile service, or Visible Home Internet with Visible service, or the Total Wireless Home Internet with the Total Wireless service. It can be incredibly affordable. The big caveat, it depends a lot on network performance. In this particular location, T-Mobile is excellent. AT&T is unusable. Verizon is unusable, specifically on the upload side. It's like 4 or 5 megabits per second up on Verizon, and that is like painfully slow if you're someone like me and you're trying to upload video files to YouTube or to share with clients or anything like that. So it really depends on location. And is it worth it? It really is a price thing, I think. 5G home internet can work. It can work great. It can meet your needs. Will the latency be a little bit higher? Yes, probably. I actually did. This will be kind of interesting, I think, to share you guys. No, I didn't. Wait for it. Here we go. So I'm in the process of reviewing Win Wireless, the 5G home internet service we're streaming on right now. And yes, perfect. I compared it with T-Mobile home internet. So I actually used the CoverageMap app to run a cellular speed test every 15 minutes for a period of 24 hours. My goal was to measure the variability in network performance and see if there were times of day when the network was faster or slower. Now, it would have been amazing to run like 5 tests at every 15 minutes or whatever to get like an average or something. But the data usage, I'm sure, would have been off the charts. What I noticed with Win Wireless, which also uses, like they're both on T-Mobile right now, but Win Wireless seemed to have slower peak speeds, but throughout the day, a little bit more consistent results with only a couple dips here and there and one test that ended up failing. T-Mobile seemed way less consistent from my test. So faster speeds, 750, probably, I don't know what the actual values are. Let's see. 800 down, 817 down, and then like in the 200s. And you see that here, like crazy fast, then a little bit on the slower side, and then crazy fast, a little bit slower, crazy fast. So a little bit more variable in terms of performance. You can see 9:45 p.m. This is like, I believe, what the industry calls the Netflix hour, when everyone is on the network streaming Netflix. I'm not sure how many people have T-Mobile home internet on the tower that I am, but there was immeasurably slower speeds on this particular evening that dropped the performance. Now, it's still usable, right? Like 250 megabits per second. Maybe it drops down to like 145. Is that right? Yeah, that's still going to be usable, right? So still usable. 55 looks like is the slowest. So still usable, but more variable. You're wondering about latency specifically. This is upload speed. You can see, again, T-Mobile all over the place. And then Win Wireless, a little bit more consistent. Latency was interesting. I was seeing latency on T-Mobile somewhere between 10 and 20 milliseconds, which is actually pretty good for 5G home internet. On Win Wireless, it was closer to 40 to 50 milliseconds. And that's been pretty consistent as I've been testing out these different services. So it can definitely work. I would give it a try. Like, why not, right? What's the worst thing that happens? The worst thing that happens is you get this device, you use it for a month, and you return it. And it costs you maybe $50. The best thing that happens is it ends up working and you save a whole bunch of money. And that's the goal here, is to help people save money. So I encourage you to check it out. Is it going to be the perfect fit? Maybe not, but that's okay. It's worth giving it a shot and just seeing what the experience is like. Jackson, my house is spotty coverage for some 5G carriers, so 5G would be slow. Yeah, that's what I experienced myself. Exactly. And it totally depends what network you have and what the coverage is like. Jackson is saying, I'm on US Mobile right now, but I'm thinking of switching to Visible and was considering getting the home internet, which is why I asked. Yeah, I would, if you're on, I don't even know what to say. The home internet devices do sometimes get a little bit slower speeds than what you can get in your phone. At least that's what I've experienced. And I'll put that more to the test soon. I don't know if you can't get Visible home internet without getting Visible. I would give it a shot. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a hassle to switch, but why not? I think it's worth going for it, giving it a try. And if you're on US Mobile Warp on Verizon, then Visible is still the same coverage, so you're going to be fine. What's your opinion on Cash App's phone plan? Is it worth getting? It is a great value plan if you want unlimited premium data on AT&T. Yeah, it's a really good value for a single line. I get 1,200 from T-Mobile in my house on my phone. That's so good. Yeah, I ran a test earlier in this live stream. Let me see if we can do it again. T-Mobile is usually crazy fast here. I think I'm like wondering if the antenna is overheated or something throughout the day, but usually it's really good. 600, 700. This site I've seen push like, I think 1,600 megabits per second. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty good performance, if I do say so myself. Do you know why Xfinity Mobile doesn't provide service in areas that don't have home internet? There's good service in my area for all three providers. I think they just want consumers to bundle the internet and the phone. I think that's all it is. And yeah, Photonic Cody, you're absolutely right. Fiber is better under most circumstances. But again, I think it does come down to what your priority is. If you want to prioritize reliable, consistent, high-performing network access, fiber is going to be the best choice and is, as you say, generally the best choice in most circumstances. But if you're trying to save money, like, why not consider 5G home internet? So that's what I would say. I've been on Visible Plus for a few years and very happy, but in the last 6 to 8 months, it's been so slow. Do you think it's Verizon congestion in my local area? Maxwell, that's a fantastic question. I guess I truthfully don't know. My guess is it could be people switching from other providers over to Verizon in your area. That's a very real possibility. Maybe it's related to network upgrades and how the network is configured in your area. I think that's a low probability, though. It could just be general congestion. Like sometimes that just happens. But yeah, sorry it's feeling slow. That always stinks. I guess the good news is you can potentially switch if you want. But yeah. Don't need hotspot. So Metro, bring your own device, or US Mobile. I have Apple Watch and Verizon is horrible here. I think that's tricky. Do you need cellular service on your Apple Watch? My gut instinct is no. I don't think you do, but some people like that for whatever reason. I actually don't know if Metro supports the smartwatch. Yeah. Oh, I just have all their plans saying watch not supported. That's wrong. Note to self, fix Metro's smartwatch line on best phone plans. That's kind of embarrassing. All right, let's go to the Metro website and see what we got. We actually need the smartwatches. Oy vey. Plans. Here we go. Watch add-ons. So, smartwatch plans. $10. It looks like it's available. Yeah, $10 a month on the $25 plan. So yeah, that seems like a great option. US Mobile, You could do it on the Verizon. Yeah, look, you've answered your question. It's going to be Metro BYOD because US Mobile only supports smartwatches on the Verizon network, and Verizon is horrible, so you don't want that. So Metro is your answer. Metro is your answer. Okay, good. Yeah, Nick, I was just curious. So the reason I was hesitant is because you can see the $5 add-on is $5 a month, and this requires the $60 plan. And so I wasn't sure if the bring your own device plans were eligible for that. So, yeah. I did say oy vey. That is absolutely correct. Astute listening. Gigs calls itself the OS for embedded telecom. What are your general thoughts on where that roadmap goes next? Payments, devices, international. Yeah, I mean, I think my guess is that Gigs is like, what are they trying to do? What we've seen them do is integrate with a lot of fintech companies. And why? Like, why does this work? And the answer, in my opinion, is distribution. The fintech companies, Klarna, Cash App, OnePay, the other international companies, they have millions of active users. So they don't need to spend millions of dollars on ads to acquire new customers. So you pair an existing user base with an affordable plan powered by Gigs, and all of a sudden you can get a reasonable percentage of people signed up on the service at a very low cost, like a very low cost to acquire a customer. So for context, I believe it costs, like the big carriers spend around $600 to acquire a postpaid account. And that's like 2.5 lines or whatever. So if these fintech companies, Klarna and Cash App, are able to get new customers with close to zero spend, I mean, they just throw a little banner in their app, send an email to their existing user base, boom, like that's incredible ROI for them. I think for Gigs, their next move is we've already seen them offer their service internationally with some partners there. I think in the UK, they have a partner. My guess is they'll continue expanding internationally, running a very similar playbook. And then as they bring on more international network partners, that gives them the flexibility and opportunity to offer international roaming as well. And there's also, of course, the announcements we may not hear about where, I don't know, let's hypothetical example, Apple wants to offer all of its employees a phone service or whatever. Like any company can do this. They can more easily manage this and get it set up using the platform that Gigs offers. Do I think Gigs is going to do devices? I think devices are expensive and a pain in the ass, so I don't think so. I think another vendor will likely be able to support that, like going through Apple directly or going through Google directly. It probably makes the most sense for these bigger organizations that are purchasing hundreds or thousands of devices. But I think international is next. And yeah, I mean, if I'm in their shoes and you're watching this playbook work here in the United States, why wouldn't it work elsewhere? There you go. All right. On that note, I think I'm going to call it. I am tired. I still need to cook and eat dinner, which is a process for me. But yeah, I think you guys are amazing. So thank you so much for showing up for another Monday live stream. If you're watching this video, please consider clicking that like button if you found this helpful, entertaining, or useful. Or even if you didn't like it, click the thumbs up button as well. Consider sharing this with a friend if you think one segment of this will be interesting. I had Claude make a new skill to hopefully generate timestamps very quickly and easily. So I'll use that and hopefully get some timestamps generated for the replay crew. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, phoneplancalculator.com has been updated with all new devices. So you can trade in, select from a whole new selection of older devices here. All the new Samsung phones are here finally. And I think it's a really good website for doing a bunch of the math out for you. Best phone plans for comparing all the best cell phone plans. We've got all the best plan information aside from the Metro plan I'm going to be updating, and CoverageMap.com for making sure you're getting the plan with the best coverage in your area. All right, that's it. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.